Broadcasting live from downtown Canton, Ohio since 1925.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we will begin.
Now back to Pam and Gary on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Canton's Morning News. Well, the world's eyes were on Baltimore and wondering what was going to stop those riots. Well, celebrations broke out when the 6 Baltimore police officers were charged in the Freddie Gray homicide.
Well, we have criminal defense lawyer and former Navy JAG Brian Bouffard on our WHBC Newsline this morning. Good morning, sir.
Pam and Gary, good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. Wondering what's going to be the repercussions of this. I hear lots of stories that many people believe these charges won't stick against the police officers.
It's very interesting to see how quickly they have brought these charges. That's not normal in a serious case like this. You've got to do your investigation before bringing the charges. But on the other hand, I think we all know exactly why, and the why has been successful, and that is that they've quelled a lot of the unrest that was threatening to tear their city apart. So I understand it. I do think that there's a risk here that if the prosecution does not deliver, I think they may reap the whirlwind later on.
How unprecedented is it that they came to the charges so quickly? I've heard many people, the sheriff was it Milwaukee that came out and just blasted them for coming so quickly with these charges?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a potential problem for them if they end up not being able to deliver. And the problem with charging so quickly is that you have not taken the time to do the kind of investigation that would normally allow you to decide what charges are appropriate. So,
do you think that they also went big to be able to possibly back off that very, very serious charge?
That's not uncommon.
Right.
And anytime you charge something big, you have the possibility of allowing the jury to find to bring guilty findings on a lesser offense. In other words, if you charge murder, you're essentially, in a way, sort of charging manslaughter and assault and everything below murder if the jury has the option of finding that based on the evidence. So, that was not necessarily a bad decision. And,
right.
and I also think charging him with the second-degree depraved heart murder is probably a better choice than charging them with something that required an intent to kill.
Still, the police officers face many years in prison if convicted, right?
That's true. There's 6 officers. The driver, Officer Goodson, faces 63 years potentially. I think the smallest term of years for one of these officers would be 20 years. So it's obviously extremely serious, not only for them, but certainly for the family and Freddie Gray and for Freddie Gray himself.
All right. Well, you come from a background of being a defensive lawyer. What do you think?
Well, and I've prosecuted too. I see there's pressure on both sides, and of course, I've never been in the position of having to account for the misbehavior and unrest in a city. But the biggest concern here is going to be that they did this so quickly that they don't have all of their ducks in a row, and so we'll see in the coming weeks and months how that turns out.
All right, well, we will be keeping an eye on Baltimore. I'm sure you will be as well. And we appreciate a criminal defense lawyer and former Navy JAG, Brian Bouffard. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pam. Take care.
Pam Cook and Gary Rivers. We love you too. Canton's Morning News. News Talk 1480 WHBC and at WHBC.com.